So the Gypsy King himself has stated that he's very confident. He's very confident that his friend, WBO middleweight champion of the world, Billy Joe Saunders, would in fact beat Gennady Golovkin, the so-called best middleweight on the planet. And he believes that that fight might look like the David Lemieux fight, where Gennady Golovkin is chasing Billy Joe Saunders, and he's really becoming desperate because he realizes he's behind on the scorecards, and he's just throwing. He's basically just going for that knockout punch, throwing one punch, trying to knock out Billy Joe Saunders, and he believes that that's gonna be how the fight plays out, and Billy Joe Saunders winning via decision. And I agree with that. If you look at the David Lemieux fight, David Lemieux is a one-dimensional fighter, and he needs you to be standing right in front of him for him to land his punches, his punching power. David Lemieux hit 1,000 times harder than Billy Joe Saunders, but he could not land his hooks, because he kept throwing hooks, man. He couldn't land his hooks on Billy Joe Saunders because Billy Joe Saunders was so elusive. He's very awkward, and he's a southpaw, so it was difficult. And his foot speed, his foot speed was so good that he couldn't catch him. Okay, he couldn't catch him. He couldn't catch him when he needed to catch him the most. So that could definitely be the same scenario if Billy Joe Saunders fought and got in the ring with Gennady Golovkin, because I've seen Gennady Golovkin get outboxed. Right, I saw Kell Brook, a welterweight, outboxing Gennady Golovkin. Canelo Alvarez was on the back foot against Gennady Golovkin, and he was outboxing Gennady Golovkin. So you mean to tell me a former light middleweight and a welterweight had the foot speed to outbox Gennady Golovkin, but a guy who's a natural middleweight, a 6 foot tall middleweight, and a guy who's much faster than these guys wouldn't be able to outbox him? He would. Again, Gennady Golovkin will obviously be the big puncher in that fight. He'll be the puncher out of the two. But the problem is he's going to have to land. And if Billy Joe Saunders is able to do what he did against David Lemieux and just stay disciplined and fight off the back foot the whole night, he could definitely outbox Gennady Golovkin. 110%. 100%. Yeah, 100%. So I don't see why people would disagree with this, unless you're like a big Gennady Golovkin fan, which there's a lot of big Gennady Golovkin fans out there. But yeah, I think Billy Joe Saunders wins, and I definitely agree with this when it comes to what Tyson Fury said. And I'm out.